All right, Coach, congrats on the win. Just tell me about really the last 12 hours. That was a long game last night, a lot of emotions back and forth. To come back on a short period here and jump on them there early, just tell me what you saw tonight.
Yeah, tough. A lot of things I want to forget about the night before, but, I think tough as a coach to see all of the things that could have gone differently and get up today and do it again. But luckily we have really resilient team, a team that understands how to battle. And, when we've been in this spot before, unfortunately, we've been in it multiple times. Like this has been their response. So pretty cool to see them do it again.
Yeah, it seems like that's been the theme the last week. It was similar to Florida. You had a tough setback in that opener, and then you rallied and turned a corner there. And it started tonight again. Danica Coffey setting the tone. She set the tone, I thought, all night. What you see from her in that top of the order to jump on him early.
Yeah, I think she understands her role so well. Her job is to get on base and push the lineup forward to get Macy and Tori and Jayla and those guys to the plate. And she sees that, and she can have an RBI and a big swing herself, but I think she knows she's a table setter and she's got to push the lineup to get them through. And she did a great job.
Jayden, what'd you see from her? She was a bulldog there. She didn't. She looked at times. She was mad. She was determined. She was going to pitch all seven, and really did do a big. I thought was one of the most significant wins of her young freshman year. What'd you see from her?
I think she's thrown really well lately, and again, I'm calling the pitches, so I probably see things differently than some people. But even on a couple of days where maybe she would say wasn't her best, I still see her executing things better. I see her growing. I see pitches becoming sharper, more consistent. Like there's a lot of things that we've worked on that are coming through. I see that happening. And again, maybe from the outside, you don't see the small details like that because, you're not the one in there with her every day. But I see a ton of growth from her, and I've just enjoyed working with her so much. She's just has been really, really fun and enjoyable part of this bullpen. So awesome day for her. Proud of her. I'd love to say I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised one bit.
For me, it looked like she got stronger as the game went on. Almost. Did it feel that way to you as you were pitch calling her pitching that she got stronger and she got out of that bases loaded jam, only gave up the one run, and it was she was defiant to make sure she was going to go and finish this game.
Yeah, she was. She has a knack for that. She gets herself in some spots, but then she's able to get a big punch out and get herself out of it. I think the one Texas A&M kind of shocked us all where she didn't wiggle her way out of this deal, but that's kind of her MO is she'll get herself in some spots, but her stuff is just so good, it doesn't get squared up that often. So she was able to get herself out of it in her Jaden way that she always does.
Bottom of the order, I thought was fantastic. It's been fantastic so far in this series. What are you seeing from the bottom of the order? Because they're kind of applying that pressure as well. It's not just at the top of the order.
Yeah, I mean, Avery Hodge did such a good job tonight. Bryce asked her to get the ball out of the air, and she was able to do exactly what he asked, a couple of ground balls through. And then Sarah Daniel, we moved her to the 9 hole, and I think she's done a really good job of just turning the lineup over, finding ways on base. She's just such a great competitor. Like if she lacks something, I don't know what it is, but it's surely not competitiveness because she's just going to give you a good one. She's going to step in the box and give you a good one. It's not going to be a hit every time or, but she's going to give you a good one. It's going to be competitive, and it's fun to see her do that. And then she's really become a huge leader on defense. She just makes us so much more stable, such a good communicator. Just again, she's competitive out there too, and that was something we felt like we really needed. So she's done a good job of just helping the defense and being the leader out there.
Now you got a quick turnaround. The big thing is Jayden going this distance gave rest to all the other arms. So it's pretty much hands on deck, whatever it takes here in this final game before the SEC tournament, I would imagine. Quick turnaround. What's going to be the keys there to for the next final game here before the SEC tournament?
Yeah, I think that's huge. It feels like we do have a more rested pitching staff going into tomorrow. Of course, that doesn't always mean anything in the SEC. It's like the kitchen sink day, right? You throw everything you got at them and hope for the best. I think that's how it is every Sunday in the SEC. I know it's Saturday, but every game three in the SEC, it's just really you're throwing everything you got at them, and may the toughest team win. So let's hope it's the Tigers.
And resilient. You mentioned the resilient, but also even keel. It seems like a word in the cliche, but in the SEC, it's a roller coaster, ups and downs. It feels like you all have been able to stay even keel. Is that accurate there? Is that a key to the beat? Because a lot of teams maybe would let the first game of this series and carry over, but you didn't allow that.
Yeah, I mean, I think this team has played really well of late, and there's some moments where like our record doesn't show it. I mean, we're one pitch away from winning a series at Texas. That would have been back-to-back top 10 series wins, and then we're in a position here this weekend again, and who knows what happens tomorrow. But like we've put ourselves in some really big spots. We're one pitch away from, this, and we're one inning away at A&M from having a completely different feeling there. Like this team has played a little bit better than the record has showed. It's nice to see them able to close it out today, put a bunch of separation between themselves and Arkansas tonight, so there leaves no doubt. But I think the offense has just been so incredible and willing to like fight through any situation. They're tough. They're just tough. They're going to give you a good at bat, a tough at bat. And it feels like we're never out of a game when you have that. Like I always say, if you have offense, you have hope, and we definitely have offense.
All right, Coach. Well, congrats on this one. Good luck the final game of the series, and thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.